tonight's episode, I'm doing the craziest thing that I've ever done and something that I don't believe anyone has ever done before. I'm spending the entire night completely alone camping out here on the most haunted island on the planet, Poveglia Island. Over 160,000 people died and were burned on this island.
What do you think about camping on Poveglia?
Never heard anybody do it.
Think it's a good idea?
It's more like, how bad of an idea?
I've been on a lot of ghost hunts. This is the creepiest thing I've ever experienced.
Hey, Walkuno.
Holy shit, man.
Hey dude, I think we're lost.
What the hell is that?
Even the plants are evil from this island.
Look, I'm literally stranded on the island right now.
This is an actual nightmare.
This is hell on earth.
Are all the stories true? Are all the rumors true? Tonight, we're gonna find all of that out. On tonight's episode, I'm doing the craziest thing that I've ever done and something that I don't believe anyone has ever done before. I'm spending the entire night completely alone camping out here on the most haunted island on the planet, Poveglia Island. This place is shrouded in rumors and secrecy, and some people even claim that over 160,000 people died and were burned on this island. I've even read rumors online that a large portion of the dirt on this island is made up of human ashes. But are all the stories true? Are all the rumors true? Tonight, we're gonna find all of that out. I'm already here completely alone, standing in the main building here. It has been such a crazy night. Get ready. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. We're just gonna get right into it. Welcome to the Paranormal Files.
You've heard the theories, you know the signs, but what if you encountered the first contact? On October 31st, Focus Features presents Begonia, the new film directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. In the film, two conspiracy theorists are convinced that a high-powered CEO isn't just running a corporation, she's behind an elaborate operation to end the planet. With time running out and the walls closing in, the closer they get to the truth, the stranger it becomes. Yorgos Lanthimos, one of my favorite directors, the director of Poor Things and The Favorite, and also The Killing of a Sacred Deer, one of my favorite films, invites you to witness the dark comedic suspense thriller of our time. Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons star in Begonia, rated R, under 17, not admitted without a parent, in select theaters October 24th, and in theaters everywhere October 31st. Here's the trailer, take a look.
I'm a high-profile female corporate executive. Think of it like you abducted the governor.
That was really good. My pulse is racing right now. I researched, I observed, and discovered you.
You know this is crazy, right?
You're killing our planet.
Alien fellas.
I respectfully disagree.
On which part?
Primarily, I'm not an alien.
Begonia, rated R. In select theaters October 24th. In theaters everywhere October 31st.
I'm incredibly excited to see that film. I love Yorgos Lanthimos. He has made some incredible movies in the past, and the reviews have been overwhelmingly positive. Begonia's got a limited release on October 24th and a wide release everywhere on October 31st, Halloween. I'm very excited to see the film, and you should be too. Begonia, now playing in theaters everywhere. Anyways, let's get back to our video. As you can tell by now, I'm going to be spending the night completely by myself camping alone on Poveglia Island. But before I take that journey to the island, which is technically highly illegal to even step foot on, this entire video was filmed breaking the law in a foreign country in Italy, I want to give you a very brief history of the island. Now, the curse of Poveglia Island, which a lot of people call Poveglia, but in proper Italian is Poveglia, began in the mists of the Roman Empire, when the tiny island was allegedly chosen as the first lazaretto in the area, aka a plague hospital where the infected were rowed out under the cover of darkness on boats and abandoned on the island to die in pain. They say that tens of thousands of Black Death victims, some say upwards of 160,000 people, were supposedly forcibly dragged out to the island in the 14th century, and once again left to die. There was no proper medical care on the island, there were no life-saving measures. These people were essentially brought out there because they were sick, they were brought to the island to be quarantined during the time of the Black Death, and then they suffered, and ultimately they died. After those victims of the Black Plague would die on Poveglia, their bodies would then be burned in massive pyres, aka huge fires. Their mortal remains turned to nothing but ash. According to many, that has left at least half of the soil on the island of Poveglia a mix of half human ash and dirt. That's right, there are some people that claim that half of the dirt on the island that you're walking on is actually human ash from those over 160,000 people that were quarantined there, died there, and were then burned there. The screams of the living, nailed inside wooden crates as the tide rose, are said to echo in the wind on the island to this very day. When the Black Plague finally ebbed, the island was not cleansed, but emerged cursed. Fishermen in the area began to avoid Poveglia, claiming to haul up bones in their nets and see phantom figures on the shoreline. By the 18th century, locals whispered that the ground itself on Poveglia was alive, soft, spongy, and warm from the cremated dead beneath. Ghostly figures in tattered robes were seen wandering the marshes, their faces melted by fever, their mouths open in silent screams. But the second darkest chapter of Poveglia Island's history opened itself in 1922, when Venetian authorities allegedly built a sprawling psychiatric insane asylum on the island. The patients, violent, incurable, and forgotten, were subjected to barbaric experiments by a nameless doctor who believed that the plague spirits could be harnessed to cure locals' madness. Lobotomies were performed with rusted ice picks under flickering gas lamps, electroshock was administered in the bell tower to exorcise the ghosts, and many of those patients who were brought to the island already suffering suffered even more while there and ended up never leaving. The doctor, the overseer of the insane asylum, grew obsessed with the treatments of his patients. He began to claim that the spirits spoke to him through the walls, demanding more blood. Patients began to vanish from the asylum nightly. Some say they were dragged into the basement and butchered, their remains then tossed into the nearby lagoon. The doctor's journals, allegedly discovered decades later, described visions of a plague queen with blackened eyes who promised him immortality if he fed her blood and souls. However, this would all change during one storm-lashed evening in the 1940s. On that dark, stormy night, the doctor climbed the bell tower on the island, laughing maniacally as the spirits of his victims swarmed around him. After he reached the top, he then leapt down to his death, or was pushed, his body smashing onto the stones and concrete below. Nurses found his corpse smiling, eyes wide open, as if he'd seen something glorious during his fall. The asylum then closed in 1968, and afterwards, one final family purchased the island in the 1970s. Now, according to the stories, that family lasted only one night on Poveglia. They fled at dawn. When the sun rose in the morning, their faces pale, claiming that the walls of the asylum bled. The bells rang without ropes, and a little girl in a plague mask whispered their names from inside the walls and outside their windows. Since then, Poveglia Island has been sealed, officially for structural danger, but everyone knows the truth. The island is allegedly a graveyard of 100,000 plus souls, and the doctor's ghost still walks the corridors, ice pick in hand, searching for new patients to become his next sacrifice. So you've got a lot going on there. You've got over 100,000 people allegedly dying on the island. You've got half of the island's dirt becoming human remains, human ashes. You have a violent, maniacal doctor who was torturing and experimenting on patients who ultimately fell to his death and was found smiling with his eyes wide open, whose ghost has been seen on the island wielding an ice pick, searching for new patients, new people to kill to add to his demented spirit collection. And let's not forget that according to the stories, the only family to ever purchase Poveglia and build a home on the island fled after just one night, their first night. These spiritual manifestations and apparitions that they saw being too extreme, too frightening for them to take. And I've heard many stories about why Poveglia is off limits. Obviously, it is very structurally damaged. The buildings are crumbling. A lot of people have said that it was for safety, but according to many others and locals, the authorities in nearby Venice, Italy, sealed off Poveglia because they were afraid of the spirits. They were afraid of the ghosts, the violent spirits that could potentially harm those who step foot on the cursed soil. Knowing all of this, and hearing all of these legends and stories, I knew that I had to go to Poveglia. Now, initially when we were going to film this video, we were going to do this whole thing completely differently. Connor was going to join me. We were going to spend hours on the island exploring and investigating, but that didn't happen. We had a massive issue with Connor's flight, so I ended up being alone in Italy for the night. Connor was bringing over all of our filming equipment, so I ended up stranded with none of my paranormal investigation equipment. I was missing batteries for my cameras. I didn't have a microphone for my camera. I didn't even have our usual lights that we always bring on our paranormal investigations. I only had my backpack, which had a few batteries, my camera, and I was able to get a few things shipped in locally that I would go on to use during this video's shoot. But without Connor there was only one option, and that was to explore Poveglia alone by myself to film the video solo. And so I thought, if I'm gonna be out there by myself, I might as well just bring a tent and camp on the island from dusk till dawn. This is something that I've never seen anyone on YouTube do before. I could be wrong, somebody may have done it and posted a video in Italian, but from what I have found, most people spend a few hours on the island, usually in the daytime, a few times that I've seen later at night, but they always leave in the dead of night, and I haven't seen anyone last the full night. Now, add on top of that, I also haven't seen anyone do a solo camp on the island by themselves. So, tonight, for our Halloween special, you are going to see me do the scariest thing that I have ever done in my life. Camp alone, the full night on Poveglia Island, the most haunted island on Earth, officially illegal to visit, allegedly because the spirits are so frightening, so dangerous, so violent that the Italian authorities have banned locals from even stepping foot on the cursed soil. We're gonna come back at the end of this video for some other history. We have some things to talk about, but for now, you just need to know those legends. You need to put yourself in my frame of mind. That is what I knew about the island when I first visited. So let's head to Venice, Italy in August of 2025 when I began my journey now. Now, Venice, Italy is an absolutely scenic, beautiful city. Everybody knows the canals of Venice and the romantic boat rides, the gondolas, but most people don't know that right off the shore is Poveglia Island, the most haunted, the most cursed island on planet Earth. Right when I got to Venice, the storm was coming in, and my boat driver, friend, and tour guide, Victor, told me that we had to hurry, we had to get on the boat immediately if we wanted to make it out to Poveglia. So, in a mad dash and a mad rush, I got into his boat, and we began the journey out to Poveglia Island. What happened next was nothing short of a complete and utter nightmare. The canals of Venice almost seemed to beckon to me as we left the port. They were crying out, "Don't go, turn back now, this is your last chance, save yourself." But I didn't listen, and nothing was going to stop me. Thunderstorms, bad weather, terrible boating conditions. We were determined to get out there. We were determined to get out there. And as I watched, the city of Venice grew smaller and smaller, and the island of Poveglia grew larger and larger. This was just the very beginning.
Do you want to be on camera? I don't mind. Fuck, these are all stuff crazy. Okay, the rain stops. Kinda, yeah, almost. It's almost like it's daring us to go. It is, dude. This has been incredibly challenging. Like, I'm having to film on my fucking iPhones because there's so much water and thunder. There was lightning. But we did it, man. Yeah, I mean, don't count your eggs too early. All these islands around there are abandoned. That's so crazy. There's an octagon island over there, down there. Octagon like prison? Octagon-shaped island to defend from the Turks. Ah. Ironically enough, they even had a church on this island. And that's Belkow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try get there tonight. Holy shit. What do you think about camping on Poveglia? Never heard anybody do it. You think it's a good idea? Definitely not a good idea. I mean, it's more like, how bad of an idea is it? Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's a wild idea, that's for sure. It's very f***ing creepy, man. Look how overgrown it is. Yeah, where the hell do we get off at? There was a space where you have to watch the tide to come in and go. Because if it's low tide, you'll get stuck. If it's high tide, that's when you want to go. Like now. Well. Bro, my hair stood up. It's not the f***ing rain. Fucking hell. And you had something happen the last time you were here with the boat, right? Yeah, I mean, my boat, I keep it in tip-top shape. Yeah, I never had any problem with my engine. And I was trying to leave.
Was that a helicopter?
Yeah. Up there. Oh, shit.
Huh? You don't think they'll send someone out here?
No, absolutely not. Nobody wants to come out here. But yeah, I remember I was like here and I would crank the engine and it just wouldn't start. And after like an hour, I somehow got it to start. And the next day when I took it to the mechanic, he said everything was fine and it was just start normal. It's just eerie.
Man, I gotta tell you, this is so fucking creepy, dude. Like, holy shit.
To see, they put the scaffolding on, but after like some strange incidents, it just left it on. They didn't even bother kicking it down.
Yeah, why didn't they?
I think some workers died. They fell, and there was some lawsuits about the company that was gonna do some work here, and they just left it on.
Holy shit, now that I'm here, it's like way creepier than I even thought it was gonna be. Oh, dude. That thunder. Oh my god.
No, I swear to God, dude. It wasn't the thunder. I heard some I'm not gonna say shepherd.
I heard that, like,
You remember?
Yeah,
you know
I heard
how
that.
You pulled you know, all the shops have those metal things. I don't know what you call them in English.
a door? Like a slider door?
Yeah.
Garage?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, I heard it came from over there.
Yeah, exactly. Damn.
Wait, listen.
Yo.
Owl or a pigeon, maybe?
No clue. I hope it's something alive. Just to set up shop somewhere. Listen, let's go upstairs here. It's creepy as.
Holy dude.
These are the wards, I think.
This is insane.
Oh, okay, there we go. Reusable staircase.
Want me to come up?
Yeah. Okay. So this is one. Let's go back down. I'm just scouting in the meantime so that you know where to go afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good.
Red chairs in a circle. Let me check it on. The main staircase is blocked somehow. Oh, there we go. I just found it.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yo, what? Bro. I don't fucking remember this. Damn. Yes! I remember this. This is exactly what I meant. You know, like this. I used to go around the building like this, with this.
Holy shit. Oh my god. No, I don't think that's safe at all. There's somebody boating over there. Does that matter?
Where?
To our right?
That's our boat.
No, over in the water.
I don't see it.
There's somebody right there.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Listen, sometimes kids come up here to smoke and shit, but that's fine. We're good. It's not the living that counts.
That was a classic line, man.
Let's try to find, because we're in the same building right now from where we left our bags at. So let's try to access that.
So, night is starting to set in, as you can see on the island. We are losing light really quickly, but we're setting up the tent. Unfortunately, there's glass everywhere on this roof, but we think we found a spot right here that is gonna work for my camp out on the roof of one of these old buildings. I think this is a good spot. What about you?
It's great. It's great. The nasty thing is there's crazy mosquitoes, and
I know.
it's not the only thing that suck your blood. There's like bats around, bro. Okay, we good. We good, homie.
All right, brother.
All right, let's do this shit because it's like we got like maybe 10 minutes.
All right, so we got the tent set up.
Yeah.
Now, where's the bed?
Did you put it inside?
I don't know. Was that the bed?
I think that was
Was
the bed.
it the little black thing back there? So we've been getting the tent set up and everything's set up. The air mattress is blown and the rain came back and I'm seeing huge lightning in the distance. I'm gonna see if I can capture it through the screen. It's just so damn creepy. Oh. Just look at the tent starting to shake. Dude, that's so creepy.
It is so good. Like, it looks like a set.
I know.
It's like,
I
you can't, oh shit. Oh, that was fucking. I mean, dude, that, yo, that is.
Nah,
No,
I'm not doing that.
Fuck. rooms and rooms. Just straight up rooms here.
So many. So like, pause for a sec.
Sorry.
What kind of vibe do you get here, man?
Kind of vibe. Probably a lot of suffering, my man. People were distanced from their families, almost like in solitary confinement. God knows what kind of treatment they were getting, what kind of drugs they had back then, the abuse, you know, 1900, early 1900, probably lobotomy, a bunch of fucking lobotomy. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very heavy and just kind of
Yeah.
eerie in here, man. And obviously, even just look at that. Like, that is just so crazy.
Yeah. Just imagine like people screaming and moaning and rocking in gurneys. That is just 100 years on. You can still feel it in the place.
Did you hear that?
Yo, what the fuck was that?
Man, I've been on a lot of ghost hunts. This is the creepiest thing I've ever experienced. I honestly probably won't go in there. Oh. Like, honestly, oh my God, I almost stepped through that.
Yo.
Oh my God, dude. I didn't have my light on. That is a Can you shine the light down there to just see how far down it is?
Yo, you do not want to slip down there.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Dude, the thunder makes it feel like this building's like alive.
Yeah, it's shaking. Right by here you have the tower.
Careful.
This was
Oh shit.
straight up raining down, dude.
Shine it down there for a second. Oh my God.
I don't even know what that tarp is there for. Who put it up?
Yeah, you really gotta watch where you're going. Oh my God, look at that.
This is like one of the bathrooms. See there? Yo.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, bro. Are you This is so crazy, man. This is like a legit horror film, man.
Yeah.
Like actually living in one.
Can't.
You can't even make this up, dude.
This shit, this place probably was hell on earth, dude, this place. There was insane asylum plus Alcatraz. Literally. Here and then. You can even step here.
Dude. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. This is sick, dude. Oh my God.
There's literally a forest in one of the rooms.
Dude, thank you for doing this, man. This means a lot to me. This is awesome.
I'd say my pleasure, but
Oh, dude, you gotta love a fucking one-liner. What the fuck is that thing? Is that just a stone?
I think this is the electrical, like the electricals. You see the cables? They're still intact. These things are recent, man. I think this
Oh,
place
shit.
is more recent than we thought.
This is very unsteady floor right there.
Oh shit! Yeah, this. Holy crap! Wait a second. We gotta. Oh no, this is the roof of this. No, don't worry. This is not the floor, and this is the roof of this.
Okay, it was starting to
I thought
compress
otherwise
under me.
that's this stuff is like clumsy as fuck. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what I was crunching on, I think.
Yeah, no. Look, this is not bad actually. Still.
My God, dude. So, you want to ghost hunt with me a little bit, or are you trying to leave?
No, I mean I'll contribute if you want me to. Look at this, bro. What the film of horrors. This was one of the showers, dog. If you were naughty, they put you up here and showered you. Look at that. Must be like 2 meters 40. It's like 7 feet.
Yeah, barely above my head.
Yo, look at that, dude. That's where you put your soap if they let you use it. Yo, what the fuck?
Watch the water just spurts out all brown and black all over you. Holy shit.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll make that.
Yeah, you can. Look, just put 1 foot and then the left foot first. Left foot first and then right foot. Let's see if there's like a passage without having to go up from.
Oh, dude, these faces.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you hear that?
Wake up in this hellhole every day. Look at how small that radiator is. Just board it up. Look at this. There's a vault here of some kind. Alright. Let's go see that tower. No, it's not too far. It's actually just right here. Massive
Tree?
tree that fell, dude.
Oh, yeah, I got pricks. Ow.
This must have been the kitchen.
There's a bat in there. You hear that? Listen.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Yo, what? Yo, bro. Stop that shit, dude. Oh my god. Yo,
Listen.
Yo, what the Yo. Hello? Hello? Ciao? It's probably just the wind, dude.
That's what everybody in a horror movie says, dude. It's probably just the wind. That was like loud thumps, though. It wasn't the thunder. It was like stomping from upstairs.
Yo, you don't have to say it.
Oh my god,
Right.
dude.
I mean, what are the chances that you would, like, 33 degrees Celsius every day, the day you arrive, is a thunderstorm. The day that we have to come to the island. What are the chances? These are ovens and stuff. Yo. Some video game stuff, kind of stuff.
Last of Us.
Yo, look at that. Straight raining. What the hell? What the hell? What type of vines are these?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's dripping all over my foot.
Dude, it literally looks like hellish.
Yeah, hellscape.
It's so eerie.
starts from the ground. It starts from up, connects to the ground. It's all dry and dead too.
The noises are coming from up there. I heard it again. Oh, I don't know if I want to go up that though.
I do not trust that beam.
No,
Look at that. Look at that, bro. That joint.
That's bad. No, I'm good.
Yep, not gonna go in there. Look at those holes. Same vines, look. They're just starting by them. And then they go up. They swallow the whole building.
So crazy. Should have brought something to cook up. Oh. Oh God.
Technically, you can still go up.
No, I think I'm good, man. This is the infamous
Stairway.
from Ghost Adventures, the TV show.
I'm not familiar.
They have an episode. It's like an OG ghost hunting show, and he's like, the stairs, something's possessing me here. Sam and Colby.
Oh, they put a sticker up.
They polluted, man. Look at that.
Yeah. That was the time that my engine didn't start.
Well, let's hope that you can get back tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Take that away. Oh, protector of Poveglia. Now, how freaky would that be if you went back and it was there again?
Yo. Then one of them didn't get back. Something else got back. Imagine, bro.
Walk in a room and they're still here.
Yo. Holy shit, that is so creepy. Imagine one of them is not Colby or Sam anymore. Something else got back. Holy shit, yo.
Dude, that comment with the thunder. Holy shit, that was a moment. Oh my god, dude. Holy.
Why do I creep myself out like this? Oh, this goes to the other building. The other building is straight up creepy. Oh.
God. That's just such a creepy image. Empty hallway on the most haunted island on Earth.
Rain through everywhere. Oh my god. Oh look. What the hell was this? Another stair. Yo. Another creepy bathroom.
Dude, you got dust all over your arm.
Ectoplasm. That's fine. Yo, this is flimsy, bro.
Yeah, I think we should go check on the tent soon.
Yeah.
I really don't want like my computer and cameras to be fried.
Let's go. Holy shit, this straight up came down. Here, the wall, like the ceiling straight up came down.
Holy shit.
Yo, what the hell is this?
It just looks so evil, man.
Look, I mean,
Jesus. You couldn't even create this for a horror film.
no. It's got horns and stuff. It's like
Hellish. It looks evil.
It looks straight up evil. Even the plants are evil on this island.
You're the master of like lightning one-liners, dude. So many little jokes and then thunder.
Holy crap! What the hell is this?
Oh my god.
Yo, it's what? Yo. I'm lost, not this way, the other way.
Jesus. Jesus. Jesus.
shit, man.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Let's go back.
So as you can see from that footage, the thunderstorms suddenly came in, the rain became incredibly intense, and at that very moment we got lost in the woods of Poveglia. I actually stopped filming because we were so concerned that we had no idea where we were that we went into kind of emergency fight or flight mode. Finally though, eventually we got back to my campsite where I could grab some of my equipment, but we were soaked. I was soaked through my shirt, I was soaked through my pants, my underwear were soaked, my shoes and my socks were soaked. I was incredibly uncomfortable. But at that point, it was time to begin the investigation.
All right, so he went down to check on the boat because there's something going on. He's gonna leave in a second. I've just been hearing some weird noises in here, man. Like I swear I just heard someone going, and then like a dog bark. And there are no dogs on this island. And just some noises. Hello? Ciao. So right now, before he leaves, I'm going to do a kind of candle ceremony to draw in whoever or whatever might be here on Poveglia. And then I'm going to do a solo tour later. It's going to be very creepy. But okay, so now you got to help me say this. How do I say, spirits I call to you?
Spiriti vi chiamo.
Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo.
Spiriti vi chiamo.
Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. Spiriti vi chiamo. How do I say all spirits are welcome here?
Tutti spiriti
Tutti spiriti
benvenuti.
benvenuti.
Tutti spiriti benvenuti.
Tutti spiriti benvenuti. Tutti spiriti benvenuti.
Great.
Spiriti Poveglia. C'è qualcuno? C'è qualcuno? Watch out for that stair. Dove siete? Dove siete? Spegni la candela. Spegni la candela. Segui la luce. Segui la luce. Alright, I'm gonna sit down for a second now. You can sit if you want. Osa la tua voce. Osa la tua voce. It's not here. How about, are you there? Say wall? Hello? Ciao? Puoi bussare? Puoi bussare? Spegni la candela. Spegni la candela.
Oh damn, one of them went out. What? Yo. Yo, what?
They almost all went out, dude.
Yo. That's your.
Spegni la candela. Spegni la candela. So many of them are so close to like blowing out.
Wow.
Spegni la candela. That bird is so creepy, dude.
The one with the dude.
It literally sounds like
Yo, it's exactly the same.
That's creepy, man.
Yo.
Fucking, it literally sounds like.
And it's so periodic.
Yeah. It sounds like somebody actually fucking sitting outside the window whistling at us. Yeah. What question do you think I should ask?
Are you still suffering? State soffrendo?
How do you say? State soffrendo. I'm not trying to make fun of how you speak.
No, that's fine. That's great, actually. You gotta get deep with the question, I think.
State soffrendo.
And then you can say, sono qua per liberarvi. That's ballsy.
How do I say it?
That means I'm here to liberate you.
How do I say it?
Sono qua
Sono qua
per liberarvi. Per liberarvi. It's like Liberace, but liberarvi.
Liberarmi.
Liberarvi.
Liberarmi.
Sono qua
Sono qua
per liberarvi.
per liberarmi. Sono qua per liberarmi.
Oh shit. That was a bat right, dude, I caught it. It flew right in the middle of it.
This video's got f***ing bad thunderstorms. What else?
Getting lost, hellish vines.
Hellish vibes. It just needs like a really big...
You haven't shot the torture chambers that we saw down there though.
It seems kind of dead.
What? Kinda what?
Dead.
Dead. Yeah. Maybe just too many people visit this place. Too many ghost hunters been here.
And it is really f***ing creepy.
Yeah. You gotta spend like maybe a week ingratiating yourself with the place. About the holy shit. That's about to go out, dude.
How do I say we're about to leave?
Stiamo andando via.
Stiamo andando. Hello?
Yo, isn't it so creepy that the things are like dangling down from that hole?
Yeah, what the f is that shit? Like the floor?
Yeah, the things that we saw before.
The lights keep dimming in threes. I've noticed. Which could mean a number of things. 3 people could be here. And then also there's people who think obviously that'd be like a mocking of the Trinity. Something demonic. Sei un demone. Sei un demone.
none of these lights light up. You know.
Sei un demone. Sei un uomo.
Yo, what the
What?
was this screen cracked, dude?
Yeah.
Why did it take me so long to just notice it? What the I'm not all there today.
Me either.
Yo.
Say, are you a woman? Oh my god.
God damn it, dude. Yo. That one's gone. Almost gone.
Sei una donna. Sei una donna?
Mm-hmm.
Grazie. Fai un rumore. Fai un rumore. Look at it's picking up an EMF spike. Right here. How do I say, are you here? Sei qua? Fai un rumore. So, actually picking up EMF down here, even if it's just a little bit. I mean, this place has been abandoned for decades, so there's absolutely no electromagnetic anything around here. C'est quoi? Fai un rumore. Okay.
That's great.
Look at this. Look at how creepy this looks.
Yo.
Hold up.
Yo.
Look. Oh shit.
Yo, what the hell, dude? Man.
That was right here.
Yo, wait, the light? What's up with the light? What's going on with the light? The light shut the bed, bro.
I think it's because it got wet.
I don't know. Yo, that is way too soon for it to go out. Is there... Yeah, the light's gone. I don't know what happened with this light. It can't be. What the f... Yeah, the light is not doing well, bro. Something's wrong with the light. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
C'est quoi? What the fuck is this? What's a bird's nest? Is it?
I have no clue. Looks like a charm or some shit.
And the EMF spike's gone. It's like it just sucked the energy out of the flashlight. Let me see so I can cut you out. So, The flashlight stopped working, but it's plugged into a power bank, so it should have tons of power. But back there it started not working, and the EMF spike is gone. I don't know. Oh shit, and my camera just died right when I said that. The and this camera's dead. This thing, though, I can't tell if this is a bird's nest or like some sort of weird charm, like you said. Because it's got like a pattern to it. You see that? And what the are those like flower things?
That's some voodoo shit, man.
It really does look like some fucking voodoo shit. I wonder if it's on any other doors. Nope. Alright, you want to get out of here? They're all still burning. Say Quam? I really don't know if someone's here. It could be. Is this animal droppings?
No, it's just dirt and shit that comes from the... Or, yeah, animal droppings. My bad. My bad, you were right. That is absolutely animal droppings. All of it. It's just randomly opening up and closing. My shirt is almost dry. I can't leave now, my shirt's dry.
No. A little bit drier.
Should I stop this?
Yeah, you can pause. So you're gonna leave me alone on this haunted abandoned island right here?
Damn right I'm leaving you. No way. There's no way I'm staying out on your own, dog. See you in the morning.
Shit. Alright, man.
Hey, take it easy. Don't do anything rash.
Alright, so 9 tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Alright.
Take care.
There he goes. Dude. I'm officially alone. God, look at the tower. Alright guys, so I am now here completely alone, and I gotta say, it is way darker and creepier now that I don't have somebody with me. And I'm just gonna do some exploring and use my voice recorder and just record. And I'm honestly gonna review everything later. I'm even gonna ask Victor tomorrow if he hears anything in the recordings, because I don't know Italian, so he might be able to pick up something that I don't. I do have to say though, it's really goddamn creepy, but I don't get like a menacing, evil vibe. I really don't even get like a heavy presence. I think I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight up there on the roof. And yeah, I'm proud of myself. This is something that I've never done before, that I never thought I'd do. I dreamed as a kid of visiting this island. This is like, if you're in the paranormal, this is like one of the top places on Earth, apparently. And I can totally see why, just based on how this location looks. Activity levels have been extremely low, almost non-existent, especially compared to other places we filmed at. But maybe being completely alone will change that. I'm hoping that it doesn't because I gotta sleep here, but yeah. Let's I mean, for real, guys, you can't even begin to, I don't think, conceptualize how f***ing creepy this is to be here alone. Oh, spiderweb. There's another spiderweb. God. There's a lot of spiders. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, this is a little creepy. But just look at this, guys. This is what I'm dealing with. Ciao! Oof. Look at those stairs, dude. I mean, even these vines just look almost evil in a way. They're so creepy. All right, what's in here? Old bed. Oh, look back there. So yeah, I gotta say, it's really, really creepy here. And I feel like I'm being watched. As for like an active energy or presence that I feel, I'd honestly say it's like really minimal right now. I'm really not that anxious. I mean, it's f***ing creepy as shit. Just look at these spider webs. That's creepy as hell to me. But, and this bed, anytime you see, like, I think this is a bed. Anytime you see something like this, it's just eerie. This hallway is just like nightmare fuel. Like this, there's got to be some sort of a phobia for plants like this. Plantophobia, stickophobia. I don't really know, but it's creepy. And then, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this like a Norse rune or something? If someone can explain to me what this is, I don't know. It also could be a Palestine flag. If it's black, green, I think. This is like the courtyard of terror. Like, genuinely. Come in. Look at that, guys. It's a window. Let's go back over here. We've been in that building. So I know that there's a church here. I have no idea where the hell it is. But maybe I can sit right here and do a voice recording session. This is just a recorder that I got. Is there anybody here with me on the island? Ciao. What the hell? Hello? Is there anybody here with me on the island? Thinking about it now, I've been speaking all night in Italian, so I feel like I'm gonna need to speak in Italian to connect with something here. I'm gonna go to another place where I can sit and, really look some phrases up. I'm just gonna, I think, type into Google Translate and then play it out loud and see if I get any responses. But until then, ooh, didn't see all those creepy bugs there. Oh. Yeah, this is just something I never thought that I'd be brave enough to do, so I feel very accomplished doing this, but yeah, just steadily growing a little bit uneasier and uneasier. At least it's not pouring rain. These chairs are just strange. And that bird. Like, who was the last person to sit in these chairs, you know? There's so many spider webs. Did we come around here? Oh, God. Ow. Like, what the hell? Oh. It's like an entrance of some sort. Oh, look, there's another building over there. Yeah, it's like fenced in. Alright, might as well go check it out. Ow. God. What the f*** is this? Ooh, bars on the windows. Rocks. God, there's so many spiders. Oh shit. What the f***? Oh God. So these are buildings that we did not visit together. I don't even know what these buildings are. But the bars on the windows would be indicative of some sort of a psych ward, maybe. Oh shit. What the f***? Did you hear that? Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, this is, really creepy. What the hell is this? I don't know. I'm curious as to what that building is. Oh. Old bed. Lots of old beds. Alright, so this is clearly a ward of some sort because of all these bed frames, I'm assuming. It's hard to tell the layout of the island or what any of these buildings are because they're so overgrown. But I haven't really heard like anything like super creepy or eerie. Oh shit. What the f? So what were these? Bathrooms, maybe? Yeah, they look just like bathrooms. It's really kind of amazing. I guess I never realized how many buildings were here and how much property there is. I thought it was just like the main building and the tower, not like all these other buildings. God. Like, look at that. What the f is that? It's so overgrown, dude. Maybe I can go check it out. Oh. Spider webs. I don't know if I really want to go in there with all that tree growth, but might as well just take a look. Like, wow. This is definitely apocalypse vibes. Sort of a grain. I also made the mistake of wearing brand new shoes on my trip with Courtney, because this is the first video I'm filming after Courtney and I were on vacation. I got up at 3 in the morning this morning to get a ride from our hotel to the Rome airport. It was like a 3.5 hour drive. Then I flew to Milan. I filmed some in Milan, checked into my Airbnb, then drove almost 3 hours to get here to Venice, and then came out on a boat to Poveglia and set all this up. So I'm exhausted, but I'm saying this because I got a blister on the back of my foot that is huge and is killing me, and I can feel them developing on my little toes. So I think I'm gonna go back to camp in a second. Oh, shit. Oh. Right when I came in here, my ears started ringing. Super loud. I always get that when I feel something's about to happen. I wonder who the last person to sit in there was. It's crazy how this just opens up too. More buildings? What the hell? Oh God. What the f? Oh, this is where I'm staying. There's the bridge. All right, so I think if I go through here. All right, so now that I know that, Jesus, it's so much, there's so much to see here. All right, so I think I came from over here, right? Yeah, just look at all these beds. Honest to God, the scariest part about all this is that I've swept through my clothes like 4 times, and I gotta get up in the morning, pick Connor up from the airport, and drive 3 hours to our Airbnb till when I can finally shower. That is like a hellish thought. At least I brought a change of socks and underwear, but I didn't bring a shirt or pants or shorts like a dumbass. All right, maybe I'll set this right here. So I'm gonna use the Translate app, and I'm gonna play my questions out loud.
Chi sei? Sei morto qui. Ci sono spiriti qui.
I swear I heard footsteps out there and a very cold breeze just came through here.
Come si chiama quest'isola? Sei infelice qui. Come ti chiami? A cosa era usata questa stanza? Puoi fare un forte rumore per me.
If there's anybody here and you can understand English, I'm only here as a friend. I'm sorry that you're stuck here, but I don't know what else to say. I'm here for you. If you see the light, go towards it. All right. So what ended up happening is Connor's ticket was booked on the wrong day to come to meet me in Italy. So Connor was supposed to be here for this investigation, and the way that we travel is we have two backpacks. One is the hero backpack, and it has the A7S III camera that I'm shooting with now, the Lumix camera that we use for interviews, and like batteries and just like diabetes stuff that I bring on trips. The other camera bag though has the drone battery, the other batteries, and Connor was gonna bring the equipment bag. So I ended up here. Connor's flight had to be moved to a day later, so tomorrow. And I had to work with Victor, the guy who brought me out here, and he had to order all of these supplies through Italian Amazon Prime to get here in time. Unfortunately, the microphone did not arrive, so I'm filming this entire video without a microphone. I don't have the other lens. This lens is like an extremely heavy lens and it's killing my arm. We don't have any of our static cameras, none of our equipment, so this is all just stuff that I've purchased off Amazon that could get here in time. So I just don't have the tools. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not using all of our devices and stuff, it's because of that. But you can see my flashlight's dying too. I think I'm gonna go back and sit down for a bit and listen to the EVP. God. This is creepy. So I'm sleeping up there tonight. This. We've been getting up. Jesus. It's a nice drop. And yeah, here I am. There's just a noise back at my campsite. So you can see there's the tower right there. Look at that. And yeah, I'm gonna get in here now and set this up and try to get a little sleep. Alright guys, so I'm in my tent now. I brought my beauty routine with me, so I just washed my face, moisturized, brushed my teeth. I even flossed, but I'm sitting in the tent where I'm about to go to sleep. It is just about 2 in the morning. So keep in mind he's coming back here in 7 hours to pick me up, and I'm trying to get a little bit of sleep. But before I go to bed, I'm gonna listen to this EVP recording. Rain's starting to pick up again all of a sudden. You know what? Instead of me half-ass trying to listen to that right now and give you a response, I'm just going to store that device and show it to Victor tomorrow because I'm exhausted. I don't think I can hear anything else, and I'm just creeped out, so I want to get to bed sooner than later. And yeah, here we are camping on Poveglia Island. I never thought I would be doing this, but thank you guys for supporting the videos and for supporting my journey. This has been one night to remember. And with that, I'm going to go to bed. I'm still here, look. You can see the lights of Venice. I'm going to keep the camera right by my side though in case something happens.
Now, as you can see in that footage, walking around Poveglia by myself and investigating the location was an experience unlike any other I have had in my life. I was able to explore some of those buildings with Victor to get my bearings earlier, as you saw in that footage, but there were a number of structures and buildings that I hadn't seen before, that I hadn't been inside of, that I stumbled across during my own exploration of the island. And you just gotta imagine, you gotta put yourself in my frame of mind. You're alone on the world's most haunted island, an island that's technically illegal to be on, and you're walking through the overgrown forest brush. You only have your flashlight, there's nobody with you, there's no one behind you. If you're seeing what the camera's seeing, that's all that I could see, because if I were to look behind me, it's pitch black. There are no lights on the island. It's like a wall of black. So whatever direction your flashlight is not shining in is like inky black darkness. So every single building that I entered, I thought, is there going to be somebody in here? Is someone going to be living in here? Is the mad doctor going to be in here with his ice pick? Am I in danger? Are these buildings safe to even be inside of? If one of these buildings fell over and crushed me, I'd be dead, you know? Or walking up on the second floor of some of these buildings, a building could collapse, or there could be some sort of structural issue and I could fall through. Luckily, that did not happen, but at the end of the evening, I returned back to the rooftop of one of the buildings on the island, and I got into my tent and I camped. I laid my stuff down and I just went to sleep. I mean, it was very, very scary, but little did I know that the most intense part of my Poveglia visit was coming soon.
Folks, I really gotta say, there's nothing quite like sleeping on a tiny mattress that you don't even fit on, in your soaking wet boxer briefs and soaking wet socks while the rain and wind whip you. It's just paradise. Let me tell you, this is amazing. This is the best. I love when you touch your underwear and your hands come away wet and sticky. It's just the best. Just had to throw that in there because I'm having such an amazing time. Well, here comes the rain again. Jesus Christ. This is not the luxury one would expect from Venice. I could have sworn when I was just sitting here drifting off to sleep, I saw something. I swear to God, like a shadow walk across the tent. What the was that? Hello? Jesus. Looks like it's alive. Let me see if I can do the light out. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to sleep because my mind just keeps racing and I can't help but just open up my eyes and look at the tent. And you could see the outside world, there's a glow. I don't know, this is just a bit creepier than I thought it would be. I love waking up to the sound of thunder, just like this, just listen to this. I mean, how cool is that?
So, funny enough, when I first awoke on Poveglia that morning, you can see the sun was out in this footage. I said to my camera when I was recording, man, I love the thunder. I love waking up to the sound of thunder. It is truly one of my favorite things in life. But what I didn't think about, what I failed to realize, was that I love the sound of thunder when I'm inside of a building. I don't know if I was really tired or what the hell I was thinking, but I kind of just sat there as this massive storm rolled in, and I didn't think to pack my stuff up. I didn't think to get inside. I didn't think about the fact that, holy shit, I'm in a tent on a rooftop that's about to be covered in water with metal poles over my head, and there's a huge storm with extremely violent lightning and thunder coming directly overhead. I didn't think about any of that stuff. I just filmed and said, yeah, I love the sound of thunder. But yeah, the storm that was coming, let's just say I didn't expect how violent it was going to get.
Holy f***, I'm pretty sure lightning just struck the f***ing the asylum. Right above me. This is what I've been dealing with all night.
I think I gotta get out of here at some point, but I just don't want to. But this wind is getting incredibly intense, and I just am starting to get kind of a bad feeling right now.
Well, my tent broke. This is miserable. Just look at this. Look, I'm trying to hold my tent up, but the poles snapped. So no matter where I sit now, the water keeps pelting this tent and it just keeps coming down on me. But I have so much shit in here that I don't even have pants on. I've been packing for the last 20 minutes. I can barely move in here. This is an actual nightmare. Look at the walls closing in on me. This is the most intense rainstorm I've ever seen. Look at my tent. This is how far back it falls. Look. Jesus.
So, as you can see through this footage, slowly the rain got more and more intense. At one point, I'm pretty sure I saw lightning strike one of the structures next to me, either like the bell tower or the rooftop of one of the buildings, even the scaffolding on the side of the building. It was the brightest flash of light I've ever seen. It was like blindingly bright through my tent, and the thunder was like flash, like almost immediate. It was so loud that it almost blew my eardrums out. Like I had to like go like this to my ears because it hurt. I've never heard thunder that loud. And that's when I kind of realized this lightning could strike anywhere at any time. It could strike the top of my tent. And then what I was really thinking was, shit, I'm laying on this mattress. And keep in mind, I'm a bigger guy, so I was actually touching the ground even through the mattress. It's not like I was elevated, I was sunken, touching the roof of Poveglia. But there's water. It's a giant rooftop, like a giant sink, if you want to think of it like that. There was a whole layer of water across the entire rooftop. So then I started to think, if lightning strikes the roof somewhere, I'm going to get electrocuted. Like anywhere on this rooftop, if lightning hits in even close by, it's going to travel through the water and electroshock me to death. So I started packing up, but the tent broke, it snapped, and it was falling on me. I was having to push it up back and forth and pack my stuff into my bags. There was a ton of shit that I had left out from the night before that I thought I'd have time to pack up in the morning. All my equipment, even little things like food and bottles of water that I had drank. I had to try pack all of that stuff up while the thunder and lightning was right above. And honestly, it was really, really scary for me because I looked up on my phone because I had service, like, should you camp during a lightning storm? Like, obviously every single answer was like, no, get the hell out of there right now. Like, that is extremely dangerous. So then I started psyching myself out, but I'm like, I can't just leave like my cameras and all this like equipment in here to get flooded or damaged, you know? So I ended up having a bit of an anxiety attack while I was trying to pack all my shit up because the roof is falling on me. My tent, is broken. There's lightning and thunder. The rain is hammering, pouring down on me. And I'm thinking like, this is my last moment. At any time lightning is about to strike me, and then I'm going to be French fried, and Victor's going to come back and find me charred and smoking on the roof of the building. Yeah, it was really, really intense, but eventually I did manage to pack all my stuff up, and there was like a brief respite from the storm, like almost like an eye of the storm type of situation where the rain really lightened up, and I took that opportunity and I grabbed all my shit and ran inside into the building. And that is where this footage picks up. I didn't film any of that because it was honestly so stressful, and like I said, I was having practically an anxiety panic attack.
Okay, so I finally made it inside. Thankfully. This is hell on earth. It's pouring rain so hard. And I don't even know what to say. Jesus, man, of all days. And the weather did not say it was going to do this. Look at this. There's my tent out there. My God, the lightning had slowed down, but now it's back. I started to get really nervous out there because some of those really big thunder cracks were right above my tent, and some of that lightning I know for a fact hit the watchtower. It was so bright in the tent and so loud, it had to have struck either the tower or some point around here. So I'm glad I came in because I was sitting in the tent thinking, oh, well, at least that's over. But it came back, I guess. All right, I walked a little bit further in, and I'm just sitting here on the steps. This is literally insane. He can't come to pick me up. He was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. What the f***? So I'm literally stuck here on the island. I was supposed to be, God, this hair. I was supposed to be on my boat back, like, I think 20 or 30 minutes ago at this point. I can't see the time on my phone because I'm recording. But, yeah, Connor's at the airport. I can't believe they landed in this, but, I mean, this has got to be, like, the most intense storm I've seen. And like he's saying, Courtney and I, we've been here the last week. Every night, it's been beautiful weather. A little cool, no clouds, no rain. And today, there's the biggest rainstorm of all time. Jesus. So here I am on the morning after I finally got my camera up. It has been thunderstorming for the last 2 hours, and Victor couldn't come because it was storming so bad. Thankfully, it's lightened up. I've been sitting here for about an hour. How insane though. I woke up and it was like being camping in a hurricane. Like the loudest lightning hit something next to me. Just like horror. But as you can see, the rain has ceased, at least for now. And yeah, this is the island in the daytime. It's actually just pretty scenic looking. Oh my God, look at, this is from Victor, the boat driver. His street flooded this morning. His actual street outside of his house. Holy shit. Here we are. Probably not the best place to wear slides, but my blister is so f***ing bad. It's just insane. I've wanted to visit this place literally since I was a kid. And it's just really such a pleasure to have been able to do this, guys. Really, really scary. I slept really well. I think the creepiest part about all this was just the psychological creep factor of being alone on an abandoned, extremely haunted island filled with all these buildings and just walking around. I'm gonna ask one more question or two.
C'è qualcuno qui con me? C'è qualcuno qui con me?
C'è qualcuno qui con me.
C'è qualcuno qui con me?
This means, is there anyone here with me? C'è qualcuno qui con me? C'è qualcuno qui con me? He's coming right now to get me. Look, so there's a break in the storm over there, you can see. that is hitting right now. Oh my God, blue sky. Look at that. It's hitting right now. But coming in is another massive storm. So I know that he left to come get me. I'm just hoping he gets here sooner than later before this next storm really kicks in. Ciao!
Quest'isola è infestata. Quest'isola è infestata. Quest'isola è infestata.
Quest'isola è infestata. Quest'isola è infestata. Quest'isola è infestata. Quest'isola è infestata. It really is beautiful with its abandonment. I was wondering, with how much debate there is about the history of this place, like how many people actually died here, how many people are actually buried here, where their graves are, what else is lost in those woods that's been overgrown for decades at this point, because I don't know when the last time they cleaned this place up was. This island has so much mystery, and it really is beautiful. It's got to be the most beautiful abandoned place I've ever been in my life. Like this was a once in a lifetime experience. Not one that I want to do again. It was horrible this morning. That was the absolute worst thing I think I've ever gone through while filming a video. But yeah, I'm sorry there's no microphone, but shit happens. I mean, look at this drop right here. That is a guaranteed, I think, drop to your death if you up there. Yeah, I see lightning right there, god damn it. Ah, shit. Well, he's on the way already, so. But look, it's completely stopped raining. It's so creepy, too, how these stairs have, like, nothing underneath them. They're just, like, floating stairs. You know what I mean?
Come ti chiami?
I'll ask one more time. What's your name? Come ti chiami? Come ti chiami? Ciao! I don't know though, guys. I think that this place obviously is haunted. I mean, you'd be really ignorant to think that there's no energy here, especially with just the states of these buildings and the history the island has, the true history. But I don't know. I really haven't felt that much of like a super scary, creepy vibe while here. The scariest damn thing was this thunderstorm. And I honestly slept like a baby last night. Like I laid my head down, I had my little electric fan on, and yeah, I passed out, and then I woke up this morning from that damn thunder and lightning, and I thought I could go back to bed and sleep it off, but no, it was way too creepy and too real. But I am feeling the breeze again, so I think we're gonna need to head out soon. Okay, I swear I actually just heard a whistle.
thunder's coming back again. Jesus. So, yeah, guys, I don't recommend doing this at home. Like, this is the stuff we were crossing last night. Here's one more look at the famous tower of Poveglia. 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 I don't know. I mean, it just looks like something out of a zombie movie. Now, this is beautiful. The sun came out, as you can see right there. Give me this wonderful view. But the clouds are about to cover it any second. God, my foot hurts so badly. Let's go check the damage from this morning's rainstorm on my gear. Oh my God. Yeah, don't look down from here. It's a little bit of a drop. Oh God. Here is my poor, sad tent. Look at this, guys. Jesus. There's people over there. Actually, I don't know. I think these clouds might be moving towards me right now. As you can see, this was completely destroyed last night. But yeah, I mean, so Victor just messaged me. Here's what he just said.
So there's another storm on the horizon. We gotta move in, move out quickly. Start getting your shit downstairs. At least if you can, alright? I'll be there soon.
So I guess my fears are true. There is another storm on the way. It's the last thing that I wanted. And you can see, well, that was just a cloud, but you can hear the thunder in the distance. This was just such a bizarre experience. I don't know. I gotta start packing up though, because I need to get the out of here, man. All right, man. It's the next day.
Yep.
You're finally back.
Yep.
We're fully packed. And
I'm surprised you survived, man.
yeah, that was nuts, wasn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't here. I was home. I was worried sick, bro. I couldn't sleep.
How often do you guys get storms like that?
Never.
That's so crazy.
Like this? Never. I checked the weather forecast and it was like a centimeter an hour. That's crazy.
I don't know what that conversion is, but I'm assuming that's a lot.
It's a third of an inch.
Holy
A
shit.
little more than a third of an inch.
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah, this was all flooded this morning, man. Well, let's get the fuck out of here. All right. I'm gonna do this. All right, man, so what are we doing?
We're leaving, finally.
Leaving the island after being here for, what time we get here last night? Like 8?
Nah, it was before. It was 7:30.
7:30, and it's what, 11 now? 10:53?
Yeah.
So 15 hours on Poveglia, or Poveglia.
Mind your head.
Holy shit. Jesus Christ, dude. Wow. I cannot believe that actually just happened.
It was an incredibly challenging evening. Lots of thunderstorms and rain and just torturous conditions, but I did it. I didn't think I could do it. I did it, and now it's a beautiful day in Venice, man. Wow. Beautiful day.
You were up there, you were camping up there.
Yeah, that's where I was camping the whole night, right up there. That's where I camped. Yeah, so I camped up there, which is just insane, bro. Like, look at all these. There's so many buildings that, like, I don't know if I even saw. I think the farthest I went back was over here. Where's the church? On the other side? I don't know if I found the damn church. I mean, how psychopathic is that? Spend the whole night camping in a thunderstorm on the world's most haunted island? That's pretty f***ed, man. I know what to say. Thank fucking God that shit's over. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I didn't make it anywhere down here. There's so much to explore. But I just feel incredibly, I gotta say, accomplished. And it really is. It's like the sun came out, man. Washing station?
No, you can drink this water. It's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. It's just like on the side of the street. You just drink.
Dude, the water comes from the Alps.
Really?
And it's tested very regularly. It's not like United States where you find lead in your pipes. This water's great. Just don't drink from the ones
Holy shit.
that are super low, because the dog owners they don't know how to train their dogs. They make them drink from the fountain.
You think I'd be good to drink it?
100%, bro. It's you will not drink this water this good in the United States. Trust me, it comes from the Alps. It's tested biologically, microbiologically by the company that manages it. Yep. There you go.
That's dope, dude.
Dude.
What the hell? I've never seen something like
the
that.
The Romans invented these. Let me wash my cat that went.
All right, so I recorded that EVP session last night when I was alone using the translation app, asking questions in Italian. So I'm gonna see if he can hear anything on the recording that sounds maybe like somebody said something in Italian. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
That's my...
Keep hearing that whistling sound.
Mm-hmm.
Surely there are some strange distortions. I think you could look at it with certain tools that,
You can really hear it with.
yeah.
It's almost over. Nothing?
Is there anybody here with me? On Poveglia?
My ear is not trained enough to hear.
On the island?
It also just doesn't sound like there's anything. Which I really didn't get much last night at all, compared to a lot of other times.
Maybe you should do it again. This time staying 1 week.
Oh, fuck. I'm good.
You know, you've only discovered like a third of the island, in my opinion.
I know.
When we're circling back, I saw like many other buildings.
I know. Well,
That's the most visited part. Surely there's more to see.
well, if this video gets 1 million likes, I'll go back. I'm setting it really high so I don't have to go. All right, man. Let's go get that
Alright,
coffee.
Let's get.
So, this was a totally different investigation than I had ever imagined it would be. There literally was barely any paranormal activity, which I was really surprised to find, because it's definitely the creepiest place I've ever been. Like an entire abandoned island full of horrible history and tons of people that have had experiences, and it's Poveglia Island. Like, this place is incredibly famous. I've wanted to visit since I was a kid, ever since I saw the Ghost Adventures episode that they filmed there like decades ago. But I said earlier that we have something to talk about, and that's the real history of Poveglia Island. And when you look at what happened to me and you look at the island through the context of the real history, it might make a little more sense. You see, over the years, the legend of Poveglia has grown to extraordinary proportions. There are some numbers in the stories, and there's some history in the stories that has absolutely zero historical backing, and some of this stuff has never been documented, ever. Now, I'm not saying that I know for 100% fact that the legends didn't happen there. I think it's ignorant to say you're 100% certain of really anything in life, unless it's like math or science. But before we end the video, I do want to give you a real history of Poveglia Island, and I want to clarify that everything that I told you in the beginning, that's all just a legend. That's all just legend. None of it is backed by actual historical evidence. I wanted to tell that portion at the beginning of the video to put you guys in my frame of mind, to kind of illustrate to you what I was thinking and how I was feeling. All these legends, you hear the island's closed because it's so haunted. There's this ghost doctor walking around with an ice pick looking to kill people. This guy fell to his death and was found smiling with his eyes open. Over 160,000 deaths, and the island is half human ash. All that stuff, though, I don't want to say is untrue, but yeah. So, Poveglia Island nestles in the southern Venetian lagoon, a mere whisper less than 500 meters from the ancient port district of Malamocco on the narrow Lido Strip, just off the shore of Venice, Italy. The island of Poveglia unfolds as three interconnected land masses under a vast lagoon sky. Its central natural islet spans exactly 7.5 hectares, a compact realm equivalent to 14 American football fields or 10.5 European ones. Southern and northern extensions of the island rise as artificial additions, the former engineered in the 16th century for defense, the latter created in the 19th century to expand naval utility. A slender canal slices through the historical core of the island, which you saw in the video, dividing it into two distinct lobes that catch the glint of sunlight on brackish water. The island of Poveglia first emerges in archival records in 421 AD, yet this date actually stands as a likely administrative fiction, a bureaucratic placeholder with no trace of human habitation. This number was probably just written down by somebody back in the day to essentially assert, I don't know what you'd call it, dominance over the island, to plant their stake on the island, to place a flag there. No settlement stirred the reeds or broke the silence of Poveglia before the 9th century, when the lagoon's isolation finally claimed its first unwilling inhabitants. Now, there are two different origin stories that historians have debated over, which supposedly anchor Poveglia's beginnings in the turbulent mid-9th century, each of them rooted in conflict and exile. In the first, in the year 1845, Doge Pietro Tradonico accepted Veronese war prisoners as a grim payment for Venetian military support against belligerent tribes along Lake Garda's shores. These captives, who were bound in iron and rowed across the dark waters off Venice, were resettled to Poveglia to forge a new existence far away from home. So, potentially the first people on Poveglia could have been war prisoners, but the other story posits that in the year 1864, 4 scheming noblemen ambushed Doge Tradonico as he stepped from mass at the church of San Zaccaria. They overpowered his bodyguards in a flurry of blades and betrayal, stabbing the Doge to death on sacred grounds. His loyal retainers barricaded themselves inside of the ducal palace and then mounted a fierce resistance against the traitors. The besiegers eventually offered a parley, lay down arms, and the loyalists would receive peaceful relocation to their own isolated domain. That domain, where these loyalists were relocated to, according to the story, was Poveglia. Both narratives, though differing in year and circumstance, paint a vivid picture of forced relocation, which transformed the island from an empty wilderness into a sort of penal outpost, something like a floating prison. Now, initially, settlers who moved to Poveglia received a bundle of economic privileges in order to sustain their fragile island community amidst the lagoon's unforgiving tides. These people who lived on Poveglia held exclusive rights to produce and sell wine created from hardy vineyard grapes, as well as salt evaporated from the surrounding brine. Monthly voyages into Venice from the island of Poveglia allowed the residents to market fish hauled in from the shallows of the island, ensuring a thread of connection to the mainland. By the year 1163, a Gastaldo exercised full judicial, civil, and military powers over the settlement on Poveglia, documented as something called Not Sal Pavia in preserved court records. Salt pans, once gleaming under the sun, had partially degraded into swampy marshes by this time, and these marshes served practical purposes. They were repurposed for fishing nets and waterfowl hunting in order to supplement the diet of those who called Poveglia home. In 1334, disaster struck when a raging fire consumed 63 houses on the island in a devastating night. The blaze on Poveglia displaced approximately 80 different families, totaling around 400 to 500 souls who watched their homes turn to ash against the lagoon's reflective glow. Now, I couldn't find any information on whether or not people died during those fires. I'm sure that at least 1 or 2 people lost their lives during those fires, but still, I couldn't find any recorded death. And you have to keep in mind too, these were settlers and people who were living on the island, so I'm sure that there were natural deaths. I'm sure that family members died. They maybe got diseases, there were accidents on the island. I'm sure that there were all those things and people were died and were buried there, but once again, I just couldn't track down any information about that. I mean, when you have hundreds of people calling an island home, there's always going to be death. That's one of the certain things in life, death and taxes. So those people who called the place home had to have died, but they were more than likely just peaceful deaths due to disease, or even possibly deaths due to accidents. Now, on December 30th, 1339, the Venetian authorities appointed a man named Pietro Lando as podesta, elevating the island's governance with a budget that equaled the combined allocations for all other territories under his oversight. Podesta Lando's role demanded vigilance. He collected customs duties from passing vessels who were entering into the port of Venice. He waged campaigns against smugglers lurking in the channels and battled relentless erosion that gnawed at the island's edges. By 1375, a strict decree required unlicensed merchants to halt to stop their ships when they were coming to Venice at Poveglia, pay fees, and secure trading permits before eventually entering Venice proper. So this guy, this podesta, this leader, turned Poveglia into a stopping over point for ships. If you were going to visit Venice, you had to stop at Poveglia Island, you had to pay the fee, you had to do some bureaucratic shit. Essentially, it was like you had to stop here before you go on to your main destination. And at around this time, we had the Black Death. So, despite the Black Death's horrific sweep through Venice, Italy, in and around the year 1348, which claimed roughly 40,000 lives from a population of about 110,000, think about that before we move on. 40,000 people killed by the Black Plague out of 110,000 people. That is very close to losing half of your population of your city in just a year or two. I mean, it's crazy. So you did have around 40,000 people dying in Venice from the Black Plague, but no official records mention Poveglia as being a quarantine site or a burial ground. Now, this was a hard pill for me to swallow because that's the main story about Poveglia. I mean, it's even printed in National Geographic magazine. There are tons of people that have talked about this, but according to actual documented records of deaths, bureaucratic documents, government documents, there's not a single mention through any of that documentation that Poveglia was actually a place where they sent those sick with the Black Plague. I know that's going to hurt some people to kind of find out, but it's true. According to the government and historical records from the day, the island of Poveglia itself actually remained relatively untouched by the pandemic's documented horrors. Its ledgers completely silent on any role in the crisis. So there are no documents from Poveglia, no documents from the Venetian government at all that state that people were sent to Poveglia with the Black Plague, first of all, but also to die. Now, during the intense Chioggia War from 1378 to 1380, Genoese forces under Admiral Pietro Doria unleashed a fury on Poveglia Island. They torched and burned every single building on the island in a calculated act of vengeance, sparing only the Church of San Vitale, a 12th century structure crowned by its distinctive bell tower that still exists on the island to this day. Survivors of these fires, blackened by smoke and stripped of their possessions, were then forcibly relocated to Venice's Dorsoduro district. So, yet another fire on the island. That's the second fire where almost all the homes and structures were torched and burned. And once again, I couldn't track any information down about whether people died during those fires. Since this was a kind of war crime act, this was a burning down of the houses and structures to target a local population and instill fear. I'm sure that there were people that died during this event, but I couldn't find any information about that. Most of the records may have been lost as well. A desperate 1390 repatriation petition from those displaced families who were living on Poveglia but were moved into Venice was then flatly denied by the authorities, and they were told they could not return to the island. By the early 1400s, the Magistrato alla Rason Vecchi repurposed Poveglia as a vital ship repair station, its docks then humming with the sounds of hammers and tar. The magistracy also allocated 30 ducats annually to a priest to hold regular masses at the enduring San Vitale Church on Poveglia Island for those who could make it out there and for the sailors and people who worked on the island. Now, it should be said, this is interesting, plague hospitals did emerge elsewhere in the lagoon to combat recurring outbreaks, specifically of the Black Plague. For example, Santa Maria de Nazareth, later known as Lazaretto Vecchio, was established in 1424 as a dedicated isolation facility. That is an actual island that is documented. It's a very well-known place in Venice where people with the Black Plague or other diseases were sent to be quarantined and, to die. There's also Lazaretto Nuovo, which was opened in 1468, and it was this facility at the Lazaretto Nuovo where the term quarantine was birthed. Because when you were sent to Lazaretto Nuovo, you were held under a 40-day detention policy, aka a quarantine. So that's where the term quarantine comes from. I thought that was pretty interesting. And at Lazaretto Nuovo, the crews were confined in stark stone warehouses, their belongings fumigated, and the bodies of the dead lime-slaked or burned in pits. Now, very similar history to the alleged history of Poveglia, but there's no archival evidence whatsoever that links these islands to Poveglia. There is no documents or even real recorded stories other than legends that those sorts of things that were happening in the lagoon off of Venice were happening on Poveglia Island. In 1490, descendants of the original settlers of Poveglia Island finally received approval to return to their home. Yet, for reasons lost to time, their relocation never materialized, and even though they were approved to move back out there, nobody ever did. In 1527, the Magistrato alla Ragione Vecchi extended an offer of free land to Camaldolese monks to build a monastery on the island. The monks, though, refused outright, citing the disruptive noise and the rowdy ship crews that were constantly passing through the island that shattered the silence that they required for their prayers. Between 1571 and 1574, Venetian military engineers constructed the Octagon, a formidable artillery fortress on the southern artificial extension. The devastating 1575 to 1577 plague then claimed at least 1/3 of Venice's population, with all the victims meticulously managed at the established lazarettos like Lazaretto Nuovo or Lazaretto Vecchio. Poveglia featured an Osteria tavern dispensing wine to sailors and served as a key repair hub for vessels entering Malamocco port. The 1630 to 1631 plague outbreak ravaged Venice once more, killing 50,000 residents. Yet, not a single one of those deaths was recorded as having happened on Poveglia. In 1661, after persistent petitions, the original inhabitants' descendants finally returned to Poveglia Island. The state retained ownership over the warehouses and the winery on the island, but permitted the settlers to collect rents from these facilities. They also allowed conversion of part of the small cemetery on the island, home at that time only to laborers, wine sellers, and occasional sailors lost to accidents, interestingly, into a productive vegetable garden. So yes, they were actually permitted to plant vegetables on top of the dead bodies. Now that is an interesting macabre twist that did actually occur in recorded history on Poveglia, which I've never really heard of anything quite like that happening anywhere else in the past. In 1750 and again in 1771, the Malamocco port admiral ordered brief quarantines. Now this is the one time when in recorded history this did happen on Poveglia for low-risk ships at Poveglia Island. In 1793, an Ottoman tartan ship arrived under plague flags, meaning that when they arrived to Poveglia, it was known that some of the sailors were suffering from the Black Plague. Those men were then taken off of the ship and quarantined on Poveglia Island, and this resulted in the deaths of 12 sailors, who were then buried in the island's small graveyard. In 1799, a Spanish brigantine suffered 8 fatalities, 8 deaths, from the same scourge, the Black Plague, and they themselves had deboarded at Poveglia Island, had been quarantined there, and then those 8 sailors died there and were buried in the same cemetery. So throughout all of recorded history, there are exactly 20 documented plague burials on the island, which doesn't exactly match up with the legends that say there were over 100,000 to 160,000 plague burials that occurred there. It also kind of would debunk the thought that at least half of the island's dirt is made up of human ashes. Now, Napoleon's forces secularized the Church of San Vitale in 1806, stripping its religious function and converting the building on Poveglia to a storage unit. They engineered the southern islet's expansion and repurposed the bell tower as a functional lighthouse, and under Austrian control from 1814 to 1866, Poveglia once again had a similar purpose. It operated as a naval health station. In 1828, a live giraffe, gifted by Egypt's viceroy to Emperor Francis I, endured a standard 40-day quarantine on Poveglia Island, drawing curious onlookers. So, you do have a little interesting tidbit there as well. You had a giraffe that was quarantined on Poveglia Island. Not necessarily 160,000 people, but a giraffe is pretty interesting as well. Now, following Venetian unification with Italy in 1866, a modern hospital for sailors opened on the island in 1888. And during World War I, that sailor hospital then went on to house prisoners of war. In 1918, an Austrian aircraft inflicted minor damage on the hospital during a brief attack on the island. And in 1922, the existing buildings on Poveglia were transitioned into a geriatric nursing home administered by the Royal Italian Navy. Not a psychiatric asylum, not an insane asylum, as Venice already had multiple facilities like that, including San Servolo for male patients and San Clemente for females. Able-bodied residents who then called Poveglia home tended to the grapevines and vegetable plots on the island and produced wine through traditional foot-treading methods. The nursing home closed its doors in December of 1968 due to its isolation and rapid decay. Exactly 144 patients were carefully relocated to mainland facilities, and it should be stated here, no evidence exists of psychiatric experiments or a doctor who fell to his death anywhere on the premises. So you did have a nursing home and you had a sailor hospital. So you're going to have death in the sailor hospital. You're going to obviously have death in a nursing home. So I think I've seen some people quote that there's, 20, 25 deaths on Poveglia Island. I think it would be more into the hundreds potentially with the hospital, the nursing home, the fires, other incidents that definitely just weren't recorded. I mean, there could have been people that were sent out to Poveglia during these plagues that were just never written down or, notarized on any document, but just based on the official stuff, this is the real history. Interestingly, on September 13th, 1971, a few thieves stole 5 priceless paintings, including works by Bellini and Carpaccio from Venice's Basilica of Santi Giovanni e Paolo. These thieves, then under the veil of night, headed out to Poveglia Island and hid the stolen artwork inside of the abandoned hospital building, only for the police to follow them out there to catch some sort of a lead and recover those paintings within just 72 hours. That same year, engineers Marini and Tombolato conducted a groundbreaking experiment. They drilled 78 boreholes, each 10 meters deep, across 900 square meters on the island and injected a clay cement mixture into the ground. This process actually ended up lifting the island's surface by 10 centimeters. Monitoring over the subsequent 11 years recorded just 1 centimeter of subsidence. So they actually saved the island. They drilled these holes, they filled up these holes, and they managed to lift the whole of Poveglia out of the sea because, as you might know, Venice itself is disappearing under rising waters. Now, a 1985 proposal by the Touring Club and Club Mediterranean envisioned a resort on Poveglia Island with low-cost accommodations and even scientific labs, but it failed due to funding shortages. In 2014, the Italian state auctioned a 99-year lease to raise revenue. Someone could actually essentially purchase Poveglia Island for almost 100 years, and the Citizens Association Poveglia per Tutti gathered 444,000 euros from over 4,500 contributors to create a public park on the island. Entrepreneur Luigi Brugnaro bid £513,000 for an eating disorder clinic, but the auction collapsed when the association refused to submit a higher counterbid. The Regional Administrative Tribunal for Veneto ruled twice in 2018 that the state agency had unjustly dismissed the association's socially focused project. And so, on August 1st of this year, 2025, the authorities granted a 6-year concession for the northern islet. This allowed Poveglia per Tutti, the group that wants to convert Poveglia into something great, to develop a public park, a marina, a youth hostel, a restaurant, and a cultural center on the island under community oversight. So, to sum it all up, what are the myths that we kind of debunked here? Well, there was never a Roman lazaretto on the island. The concept itself of a lazaretto was actually invented by Venetians in the 15th century, so long after they claimed that in the legends these people were sent out to Poveglia. According to the records, there were never 160,000 plague dead who were interred or burned on the island, and this also would have almost been kind of impossible given that Venice's population never exceeded over 200,000 people. So 160,000 out of 200,000, that would have been a massive, massive number. I mean, 160,000 people on an island, there would have been a single document talking about that, right? There would have been at least one paper, one death record, one burial or burning record, one administrative record declaring Poveglia as a lazaretto, but that just doesn't exist. Now, according to historical records, there are only 20 documented burials. We know that there are more burials than that. Those are the 20 sailors that perished from disease on the island and were then buried there, but there were also the people who called Poveglia home. There are the people who potentially may have died during those fires on the island. There are ships There are sailors that may have died in accidents, tons of other people that may have died, but we just don't have records for that. There was also no 1922 psychiatric asylum, no insane asylum on the island, and there was never a deranged doctor who operated on patients on Poveglia. In fact, it was a geriatric home, a nursing home for the elderly. There was also, if you remember at the beginning of the story, I told you a tale of a family who purchased Poveglia and fled the island after one night. That never happened. No family on record ever purchased and fled the island post-1968 due to the ghosts, as it remained state-owned and remains state-owned to this day. The bell tower ladder that was featured in the Ghost Adventures episode, which you can see if you watch their episode, they talk about the doctor climbing up and all this history of this insane asylum. That whole story lacks any historical identification or documentation, and I personally don't think that it ever happened. Poveglia's true history unfolds as a tapestry of exile, catastrophic fires, brutal wars, the quarantine of a few individuals, the imprisonment of others that were prisoners of war, compassionate geriatric care, daring art theft concealment, innovative geoengineering, and determined civic reclamation. This narrative stands as a profound testament to Venetian adaptability and ingenuity amidst the lagoon's relentless challenges. Poveglia Island itself teaches enduring resilience. I mean, the island has been around for hundreds of years and people have used it for so many different things. And still, to this day in 2025, they are still trying to reuse it to try find a new way to bring new life to the island. But what it doesn't really teach are the legends. Now, this is all up to everybody. You can believe in what you want to believe. You can go ahead and believe that there were 160,000 people that died and were burned on the island. You can believe in the story of the Mad Doctor. There are lots of locals who do believe in those tales that I talked to when I was in Venice. But according to historical records and according to people who have done the deep dives and done the research into Poveglia Island, none of that is true. So, at the end of the day, I don't know. I spent the whole night there by myself. And when I say in the footage that I didn't really experience anything, it's true. I've been in my house. I have paranormal activity due to some of the items that I own and some of obviously the places that I go. And what happens here is 50 times more intense than what happened to me on Poveglia. I've been in apartments that felt worse than Poveglia Island. Obviously, insane asylums that were real insane asylums and abandoned hospitals and murder houses. Those all have so much worse energy than Poveglia did. And it was very intriguing to me because it was a place that I had wanted to visit for years, decades of my life. I had never been. And it was a really, really great experience. It was an experience that I will never repeat again. But it was an experience nonetheless. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see me solo camp at some more haunted places, please let me know, because as horrible as it was, I would do it again somewhere else because it was really scary and it pushed myself to conquer my own fears. I almost backed out at the last moment when he was leaving the island. I almost said, let me just come back with you, but I'm glad that I stayed. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much. And above all, happy Halloween to those of you who are watching tonight. From the Paranormal Files, from the entire spooky fam, Papa Spooks, Mama Spooks, Connor, Courtney, and I. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you all have had an amazing Halloween. I hope you went out, you got candy. Maybe you went and had some drinks. I don't do that, but if you do that, I hope you had fun. You did it in a safe way. And yeah, I'm super depressed already that it's November. That's almost going to be November at the time that this video is over. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week with a full ghost hunt featuring my entire family. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next Monday, and stay spooky.